describe it real quick in the 2 minutes I have left. Is a relatively new module. It is integration between Drupal and OpenLayers, which is a open source JavaScript library for displaying tiles and other GIS stuff. It looks very similar to Google Maps. And so the module basically integrates Drupal in a lot of different points in the process in the system that is Drupal. At its core, with the base OpenLayers module, it takes an array, a map array, and translates and pushes that to JavaScript, which gets rendered through OpenLayers. It has integration with Geo. You can pick points with a map. It also has its own WKT CCK widget, which is well-known text, which no one really wants to actually input. So you can pick that through a map. It has views integration to pull in data from geo or from location or arbitrary points. And there's an input filter, so you can put inline maps into content. The idea is that there's presets, map presets, and there's a UI for that. In its core, there is no UI. There's a fully functional demo. If you go to the OpenLayers project, there'll be a demo link. You can pretty much do whatever you want there and see it full. And we're going to try to do a bird of feather tomorrow about OpenLayers and maybe placemaker stuff.
Is OpenLayers kind of like a swap-in for Gmap? You don't want to use
it will not replace, you cannot uninstall Gmap and put in OpenLayers. There's different architecture. There's similar ideas, but different architecture.
Is it a display layer library? Or is it both? Is it a display layer library, or is it a backend as well?
It's kind of both. I mean, there's the OpenLayers JavaScript library is what renders the map, and that's kind of OpenLayers as itself. What we've done is created kind of a hookable rendering system in PHP through Drupal, so that you can kind of put in data and layers and stuff, and then have it pushed to JavaScript.
Do the tiles come from a third party or from the Drupal side?
Tiles, the layers, as far as what layers are, there's actually an OpenLayers layers module that provides integration with Google Maps, with Yahoo Maps, with MSN Live, and these are all tiles that they provide with CloudMade, with OpenStreetMap. And so you can have those all on the same map and have the user switch between them if they want to, or I can just go through a couple things in the negative 1 minute I have. We can just look at this views example, just to kind of give you a visual. And what's happening here is we have a views display style plugin, and it's saying, hey, like taking data, in this case, from just regular WKT fields, and pushing it into the map array, and then having it rendered through JavaScript. And it'll take a moment. And this is a CloudMade layer. CloudMade is nice because you can provide tiles and style them, or have them visually different. Like this kind of coloring scheme is a specific scheme. And so this is just random generated points and then stylized through a theming function to create different radiuses and different colors based on some arbitrary. And you can, pan around it. This is a little slow. OpenLayers has this full screen sort of mode, which is really handy. And so these are the different layers. We should be able to switch very slowly to kind of a fun screen to use. Anyway, any questions? I'm going to stop there just because there's not really any time.
Can you put another layer from a DrupalconParis server, from this one, to call another layer? Because you've got a WMS server.
Oh, you can, if you have your own tiles, you can, yeah. OpenLayers is really versatile. You can bring in any sort of tiling, any WMS, any KML, and so
within the module, I mean, within Drupal.
within the module that we've created, you can. These are sort of named layers, which are by default you can just manually create your layer and put in the parameters. But this is a named layer that already has. Those parameters filled out, and so you just call it. In the preset interface, you can just click a checkbox and add that layer. But then there's a lot of other hooks and pluggable stuff that you can add your own layers and your own layer handlers. So it's pretty extensible.
Time's up, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.